Vivian Glozman to serve to start us off. And we see 3 consecutive drives from James Ignatowich.
Yeah.
The very first point.
She was almost early on the last one.
Of course, Ignatowich and Vivian Glozman, teammates on the DC Pickleball team, but they don't play mixed together. Ignatowich plays with Wright and Glozman playing with Dekel Bar, usually. And through the middle goes Vivian Glozman. Just controlled forehand finish.
That's a great reach in, to be honest. A reach in forehand down the middle. That's a tough shot. That's a good shot.
And Matt Wright saying, hey, I've got that finishing power too.
I've got hands over here. Respect the hands.
And Matt Wright and James Ignatowich actually took home silver last week at in Salt Lake City. Good run for them as a partnership.
Formidable run for sure. Just a little late that time.
And we're seeing Ignatowich go for Kovalova a lot on those drives, just trying to take time away, mostly on those shorter returns, mid-court returns.
Just experience, speed up and dodge there by Matt Wright. What do you think about that last shot, Will?
I mean,
well, the reason I ask is because she was doing such a good job of placing the ball with some medium-pace volleys, you know, around the court. And then she just has that one ball that she hits medium that I think she wanted to speed up. And I think there was a conflicting decision in the brain, to be honest, because she didn't really look like she wanted to hit that ball clearly like that.
Just too many ideas going through your mind at one point.
Possibly. I'm fairly certain that our audience would be happy to know that the pros accidentally change their mind and make mistakes too. It happens to everybody.
They'll never admit it. Inside sources here. And the lob, no fly zone for, over Lucy Kovalova, puts that one away.
Definitely.
That was such a weird shot from Jason. Weird looking shot.
Second floor scorpion there.
Yeah, I mean, you got it over the net. That's the big thing.
You know, the decision to return a lot of balls to James Ignatowich is surprising. I guess they must not like something about Glozman's third drive.
I think it may also just be to kind of make it more difficult for him to crash off a potential third shot drive from Vivian Glozman.
I could see that. I could see that.
Just especially with his length and his speed and ability to cover the court.
Just keep him back.
Right.
She ran out of space, I feel like, but it is what it is there.
It's a shot, I feel like. If you have more room, you're probably going to go ATP. There's the close from Matt Wright, and he lets him hear it.
He's good at that. It's a good shot.
Didn't overhit it, kept a compact swing. Hard to do when you've got an opening on the forehand like that. And 2-point advantage here for the 14 seeds in game 1.
That's a pretty good heads up out there from Glozman. She decides to go at Matt twice and gets the pop up, and then James finishes on that third volley. That's pretty good for her to get the upper side of that hands battle.
And unlucky off the net there. Depending on who you ask, unlucky if you're Matt Wright, Lucy Kovalova.
Exactly.
Fortunate if you're Glozman and Ignatowich. Again, nice spot from Ignatowich. Goes inside in on that forehand. Just a 1-2 punch from Matt Wright on the backhand.
He wants them to give him pace. You can clearly tell. He wants them to start this firefight. As long as their dinks are good, he's going to have that 55-45 scenario he wants. What a rally.
Very patient point there. It felt like we saw about 10 of the same exact dinks, forehand to forehand from Kovalova to Glozman.
Yeah, it was like Lucy's working that inside foot of Glozman, trying to see if she's going to make the wrong decision or if James is going to come over and overreach. And then good patience on James and Matt's part. This is just classic Lucy Kovalova right here. Oh, Matt gets his ball and misses though. She'll probably keep dinking cross court, but I wouldn't be surprised to see James get more involved in the middle maybe. Appears the adjustment was to go down the line at Matt's backhand there. Just didn't work. You see Vivian put her hands up there like, why am I lobbing that ball? You know, I think that she's this plan to go after Matt's dinks down the line, it's like something that's not a pattern that she's probably used to doing right now. So she's probably not having that second idea in that pattern in her brain. So she's defaulting to lob for some reason.
That's with the second time we've seen Glozman go through the middle. Such a sneaky but well-executed shot.
That seems like a better pattern for her. That's something that she does, right? She's dinking cross-court, and she sneaks that middle ball with that inside forehand.
We saw Matt Wright kind of with the fake poach. Did not deter Ignatowich and Glozman.
Matt's so good at getting that volley down at the feet. You know what I mean?
Just on that backhand counter. Good hands from all four involved there. And they tie it up at 7. No team has the edge yet.
That's a great lead right there, because she wanted to sit on it and hit it, but that's a really good experienced lead.
Ignatowich again going for that spot down Kovalova's line on the third. Three for three.
There it
Vivian
is.
Glozman.
I was just wondering, is she going to lean in after her dink and like not give in to the bounce or the low ball by Lucy? And sure enough.
And again, doesn't get the winner, but she does get the error. And now I feel like that just creates a pattern of Matt Wright kind of questioning. You know, he's been standing heavy line on that left. But now it's going to make him think twice and maybe have to go middle with that forehand.
This is running away from him for a little bit. Vivian and James seem to be settling in.
Through the middle for Ignatowich. It's a good changeup. He's gone at Kovalova a lot on the thirds. It goes through the middle. No timeout here for Kovalova and Wright, and we'll have a game point. And missed return is gonna do it. 5 points scored after trailing 6-7 for Glozman and Ignatowich. They're one game away.
Tournaments are a fun and exciting way to grow your game. Connect with other players and stay active in the welcoming pickleball community. Whether you're a seasoned player or looking to try your first tournament, we have a place for you.
We'll see if Lucy Kovalova and Matt Wright can circle the wagons and bring us to a third game. That's a nice start from Kovalova. Ignatowich went right at her with that backhand. Speed up the line. She was ready with the counter.
Looks like there was a moment there where Vivian was trying to do that inside-out shot for a second. She pulled back on it, and then she went cross-court, and then Lucy went to town. It was good.
That's the start you want if you're Lucy Kovalova and Matt Wright, dropping the first game, a 3-0 advantage here in game 2.
That's a good start after coming close in game 1 and then letting it slip away. That's a good start to get an early lead. See if they can hold it.
We're seeing still Ignatowich going with a lot of drives on those thirds. Just couldn't get that one to go.
You know, James is one of those players that's like even been on record saying that his drive is like a 70% drive. So he's more of a drive-drop player, which is a hybrid shot, right? And that's a shot that's developed more and more over time with the sport. So I can't help but wonder if it's not really a decision either or for him because it's all the same shot. You know what I mean?
Yep. Yeah, it's more of a setup shot. He's not going to necessarily win the point off that third.
Yeah.
Looking more to finish it with the 5th or even the 7th. Glozman with a good look at that one.
She was on it for sure.
Nice backhand out of the air.
That is nice.
And Kovalova leaned in. And what a start for the 14 seeds. 5-1 here in game 2. And just the paddle manipulation for Ignatowich to somehow get enough force on that final shot to put it away. Just impressive. And that's what you want coming out of a side out. Just a nice hold. Now get to work on serve.
Yeah, you know, I'm surprised that Matt came in on that prior shot of Lucy's. Like, usually he's one to make a good read on a ball, and he came in pretty early on a shot that he could have slowed down for and kind of stayed mid-court, but he continued on in and paid the price.
The reflex volley from Ignatowich. He did speed it up at Kovalova, who was ready with the backhand, but Ignatowich just too fast with his own backhand.
But he did actually hit a third shot drop that time. You know what I noticed? It was a much softer, slower third. That's the first one I think I've seen him hit this game.
I guess makes sense to not give the pace to Matt Wright and Lucy Kovalova.
Yeah.
As you said earlier, they're looking to counter that pace. The ATP from Lucy Kovalova.
She says there's plenty of room on these courts.
Does a nice job of taking it early as well. Like there is that, of course, there's that aspect of patience on the ATP, but on this court you do have to kind of be proactive about it.
Definitely, can't wait too long.
And a bit of friendly fire on the side of Glozman and Ignatowich, 9-2.
There's her signature shot. We've seen game 1 a lot more than game 2, but she got it in that time. Vivian's really good at that down the line volley from the cross court.
And Ignatowich and Glozman looking for a run, trying to avoid going to a third game. It's the second time in this game we've seen Lucy Kovalova be a little unlucky on the net. Had a good look at that one, a higher one. Just the hands, an extended hands battle.
Matt's super pumped on that one because he knows they were down in that point when she did her inside-out volley thing, and then he ends up getting the better of that. So that's definitely a momentum situation for him.
Followed up by the missed serve from Ignatowich. And a fault called on Vivian Glozman.
What a
Goes
point.
for the Ernie. And her foot did cross the plane of the net, and we got a game point here.
Matt wanted to finish it off right there. I don't blame him.
What happened to that discipline and patience we need to close out games?
It's in the budget apparently in his brain right now,
Of
I would
course.
imagine.
It was a sneaky attack there from Kovalova, but Ignatowich just punches the backhand.
He was ready that time.
Saves one game point. And Wright questioning one of the earlier shots from Glozman. Matt Wright had an overhead that Glozman was able to dig up. And he's questioning kind
I
of
think
maybe
he's saying
with
it
a
hit the
double
paddle
hit.
in the ground. Hit the paddle in the ground. The ball hit the ground after she touched the ball is what I think he's saying. But I don't know if that can actually be challenged.
From
So we had a
Kovalova and Wright.
contested situation after the fact that was, we're talking 5-6 shots. And this is how we get there, you know, sometimes.
This is how we get there. It's the journey, but very interesting. But, I mean, look, Kovalova and Wright still with a sizable advantage here
Yeah.
in game 2. They've got to get some holds, but the task at hand is still very achievable for these two players. There's the lob from Glozman.
It's a great lob.
Didn't have too much success with it in game 1, but certainly dialed it in there. Got Kovalova running backwards.
That one looked a lot more intentional, though. You know what I mean?
And Matt Wright being,
In true Matt Wright fashion.
of course, humorously clear.
Declaring out.
We could say ruling it out.
Touche. Well, it appears they weathered that storm.
Ignatowich goes for that one, but speeds it up from a little below the net, unable to keep it down, and another game point.
Matt and Lucis successfully get to 10 again. Wow, it's good hands.
Looked like it was, we were surely going to game 3 when Kovalova had that shot, but Ignatowich saves it somehow. That is going to do it for game 2. We're going 3 here on Grandstand. What a response.
With two teams trying to get this last game, I can distinctly tell what type of patterns they want, and we'll just see who can effectively execute those patterns.
And the net unable to dig that one out are Wright and Kovalova. I think that might be I think that's the pattern that Ignatowich and Glozman have been looking for throughout the match, looking to drive and crash. Didn't go their way, but that's what they want, quick, easy points. Too much from Ignatowich. You see Matt Wright.
Very surprised that he sped that ball up the way he did at James's knees.
He wasn't too thrilled with this decision. You saw him after the point apologizing to Lucy.
Looks like an occasion violation. Is that what that is?
I believe so. On the side of Ignatowich and Glozman. Nice reach in from Ignatowich using that length. Didn't even really move his shoulders, all wrists on that backhand flick.
Yeah, you know, I said earlier this morning we talked about that wrist tort that these players use, but like what was more impressive was where he put the ball. You know what I mean? Like everybody's sliding to the right, and not only does he pull it left, but with such such energy and such pace on it. It was impressive. Young tendons, you know. Lucy with a little reach in herself there. Pretty good shot.
Nice attack there from Glozman. We've seen both Glozman and Kovalova do that little misdirect with their forehands straight ahead at the left side player, with varying degrees of success, but a pretty shot regardless.
She went a little too soon on that one. I feel like it's a combination of the angle the ball's coming in, and then where your feet are in relation to your body, where you can turn or like reach forward, and then also your partner or your opponent head up not being prepared.
Through the middle goes James Ignatowich.
Beautiful hold and release right there on that roll off the bounce.
Just that compact swing. Just gets it done. We see another lob from Glozman. A little shorter in the court. Didn't really have, worked with a pretty large margin for error. Wasn't close to the baseline at all. But got the job done.
Yeah, I couldn't really tell. Maybe Lucy was a little bit lower in her stature before that lob happened, but it didn't, like you said, it didn't seem very deep. It was surprising that it got a bounce. Must have been pretty high.
Again, the lob, an effective weapon.
That was officially the longest point on this court today, I feel like. Good patience by everybody, and another good lob. I think she's 3 for 3 this game already.
Very impressive, and it was a very long point. You're right, the longest one, especially in the dinking rallies.
It's the first time we've seen them return to her in a while, I feel like.
Kovalova with the nice misdirection. And Ignatowich gets the air and the side out. That was about as solid as a counter as I think I have ever seen.
That was pretty surgical because like he speeds it up and she just like right there in the corner.
Right. So they had to switch sides in that rally. He went straight at James Ignatowich, and Big Papa Jimmy's like, no way.
Yeah, somebody's gonna tell Matt to get Google Maps out. He's a little lost over there. That's a bad one. Looks like she's just sitting on that right there.
Just a few, I don't want to say ill-advised, but a few speed-ups from Wright that Glozman was ready for. And again, and now, excited to see these adjustments in the second half of this game. Then there's James Ignatowich,
Yeah,
who wins the point single-handedly, basically.
that's that fast speed you mentioned earlier that they want to have. They want that point over in like 3 seconds.
Just too much offense.
Yeah.
Too much offense and second serve upcoming.
You see James' mouth. You're there, meaning he should have let that ball bounce for Vivian, which is a hard thing to do in the heat of the battle. It's good patience by James and Vivian. They're working their way in.
And dangerous territory here for the 14 seeds. Not surprised to get a timeout. James Ignatowich, Vivian Glozman looking to close this one out and make the quarterfinals in mixed doubles.
I think they smell blood in the water, William.
And the speed up from Wright, but just off the net, not a whole lot you can do at that point. And that third just kind of floating a little bit there from Wright. James Ignatowich with his length able to take that one. Get so much acceleration through it. And hits the overhead, does James Ignatowich. But it's still, did it hit Matt, right?
It hit him in the knee, it looks like. It hit Matt's body.
Ugh. And James, of course, did apologize. I didn't even think it hit Matt. I thought he just missed it long. But good to get a side out. And the net, the great equalizer, goes the way of that, right? Lucy Kovalova. Staying in it.
Yeah, Ignatowich the only one out here sweating like we're playing outside.
Not surprised at
But
that.
the guy does constantly move, so you got to give him that.
You got to respect it. It's a constant state of fast feet if you ever did tennis training. And another chance for the 4 seeds to get off of 9. Looking to close it out. Really good from Vivian Glozman there. Just the resets.
Yeah. Great defense, great balance.
Ignatowich able to clean it up, and a match point here. That one stays in from Ignatowich. So much topspin.
Just catches the line.
And too high. Just the ups from Ignatowich, too good. And tags Matt Wright with the overhead.
Vivian and James definitely executing their plan a lot better this game. Pretty good solid play.
But not able to close it out just yet. Match point number 4. And that is going to do it. The 4 seeds move on in 3 games. Vivian Glozman, James Ignatowich with an 11-7, 5-11, 11-3 victory over Lucy Kovalova, Matt Wright.